Everybody, welcome again. Welcome to another show. I trust and hope that you all are doing well. Trust and hope that all of you are smiling. I trust that all of you are feeling golden because it's a golden day and I'm feeling absolutely golden. So I trust and hope that you guys are feeling that way as well. And big up to our sponsor, Let's Care Medical, Let's Care Optical, and also big up to one of my good virgin as well. Case and big up yourself and virgin. Yeah man, big up yourself, that's love. Without further ado, let's just welcome a man that is a Jamaican through and through. And of course, I'm talking about Coach Q. Welcome, sir. What's up?
Blessings.
That is it.
Respect. Thanks for having me.
Okay. And boy, it's about to shock the people in the comment section. When the people see this man, they might cause some no till next week. But we have to bring on the man himself. Man, change him name to you.
How we doing, people?
This one is different, man.
Your skin not scratching.
No, sir. Very comfortable.
Mine have a breakout, man. I rush or something.
Where is Adrian? I thought Adrian would be here with his bandwagon self.
Like yourself.
Let me thank him. I have some for you guys. I have some breaking news for you guys tonight. I have some breaking news. But I wait until Adrian and company come on.
You seeking Jamaican citizenship?
Oh, not really. Not really.
But yes, Fluffy saying that Tartan now bother come live. What are you talking about, man? Fluffy, come on, we have to go live, especially for you. It's a golden day, man. And Triple C, big up yourself as well, man. Triple C saying that Kim's look like a pro Jamaican.
Those rare moments.
Zibev, big up yourself, my fam. Well, man, where do we start? I mean, what a day. That's all I have to say. What a day.
It's been an amazing day.
I can't tell us I'm this happy. I mean, all the bad stuff that has transpired through the championship, well, otherwise I'm sure because that's still not come out of this. Otherwise I'm sure performance, everything else has just totally gone to the back.
You sound as bitter as Kems with Elaine. that bitterness that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, man, it's the expectancy. Yeah, man, it's so I kind of have a little attachment to athlete and then can disappoint me. I feel away, man. Still feel hurt by it, man. But
understandable. A true fan.
Absolutely. But man, as I just mentioned, what a day it was. And I said it at in a WhatsApp group that all of us are in, Kims and the others of guys. I said it that from I saw those guys in the jump. I said that this is going to be Jamaica Day. And boy, it was brilliant, man. And I'm so sorry Wayne Pinnock, man.
Didn't disappoint.
Last jump from like.
Hey, but that's the beauty of jumps. Jumps shows that is like you can never call it until everybody has completed and they're there. And big ups to the gentleman from Greece. I can't remember his name.
Glue.
Yes, he has forever been. He has got bronze, gotten silver. The only thing missing from his chest was a gold, and he decided that today was the day. I'm not leaving there without it, and did what he had to do. But it's still amazing
Absolutely.
performance from Wayne, Tajay, and Kerry. Tajay found a late form, been
Yeah,
out
man.
for a couple of
Kiri's
years.
supposed to feel
Everybody
hurt,
been
but
wondering.
Kiri's supposed to feel happy and disappointed.
Yeah. Is a like you're glad they're there, but then it's just like almost like, boy, really? What more was needed? But that's it's championships, and this is how championships are rounded up, and that's why it's so exciting, and that's why athletes look forward to it, and this is what makes or breaks, that or separates the best. So you can jump all the world leading jump all you want, you can run all the world leading times, throw the best distance, but to be able to show up and deliver on the day is what it counts.
And just before we get further into the discussion, man, that landing by Kerry McLeod is the first I've ever seen anything like this in the jumps, and I'm actually surprised that his hand wasn't broken.
Yeah, it happened. I've seen it happen a couple of times, and it's caused from overreaching. So when the leg lands, and what happened is the spikes, rather than pulling back to get forward, there was a slide. All right, so then it tossed his body forward, and because he already had so much momentum and speed coming towards the in his run up, there is no way to stop apart from just going through the routine in the air, and I think that damaged him for the rest of his jumps.
Absolutely. And before we get in Kim's view as well, all we have to say, this is the reason why I should just load the jump coach, make the man go at the meet. Look how the jumps man them are going good. Look how the jumps people them are going good, eh? Come
Well,
on, man.
they can look at it two ways.
And
Do
that
we really
because them
need
are
a,
there.
do we need a jumps coach? We don't want them to go so good. But gentlemen, I have some breaking news for the Jamaican people. I have some real breaking news, and I want to do it while I'm here live on Sports Frenzy. So I'm just asking you for about a minute and 30 seconds left on Coach Q while I unveil something for you guys. Let me start playing it. No, all right, give me the screen by myself. Absolutely. I'm proving to you guys that I am a real Jamaican today. Birth certificate. Jamaica land we love. Jamaica. Jamaica. Jamaica land we love. Woo! All those people who think that I'm not Jamaican and I'm American, I got news for you guys. I bring my real bird paper, original. You see my name right down here? All right. Ready to go. That's all I had. That was my breaking news. I am full-fledged Jamaican. I am live and direct. I am back. I am back. Throw away that stupid US citizenship. I don't want no US citizenship. I am back with my Jamaican birth certificate.
Yeah.
Kems, you know this
No,
live, right?
just be nice is not be nice. Just be nice say yo, you're half key door farmer.
Says I'm on triple. Like I am. Listen, after this performance today, I had to run to get at stay. No man, I'm so proud to be Jamaican. I am like I have to throw away that US all US documents out of the door. Just true, I can't dig up my passport out of the safe right now. But just so you guys want to know, for the newcomers, here it is, live and direct. What is saying it? Registrar General's Department, birth in the district of Halfway Tree.
Easy, man. Where's a
All
birth
right,
and a certificate and a surfeit ticket we work with, isn't it?
Certificate.
There we go.
Yeah,
Certificate.
man. Certificate.
All right, let's
Hey,
do it now.
made it
But
download and
man,
print one of them the other day though. So them easy for find. Yeah, you
but
can Google
man,
it
as
and
I
find it.
stated,
So
man,
you're good.
it was such a good day, man. Like honestly, man, there's nothing that can
Yeah.
change my mood, my spirit, all of the remainder of this championship. Nothing.
And I'd like to point out that I'm sure many persons were counting medals, and quite a few of those medals that we got today, nobody counted those. Yeah, no, no, I'm sure
That is
not
correct
a
because
soul had Daniel Williams to win the hurdles. After yesterday's semifinal, after the semifinal day before, I can understand that there might be you can probably guess that Watson looked like him in form, and then with the Bahamian pulling up, then you can say, all right, Watson looked like that's that, but nobody saw that, and nobody expected 1, 2, 3. I mean, two, second and third. We would have loved the 1, 2, 3. That would have been history. But it's amazing, and I'm happy, especially on the men's side. The man them no looks so workless. Watson came through and provided a goal for Jamaica on the men's side. You know, right after Daniel thing then, and I think that's what made it so special. The back to back. It was an amazing feeling.
absolutely, man. And as you mentioned that, I just want to say, even though he's not here, I'm not seeing him in the comment section, and he hasn't reached out to say, yo, bro, I want the link. But Akil, my respect to you, sir. My apologies to you
Akil called
as
it.
well, Akil, because you have been singing Daniel Williams. Yeah, man, he has been singing Daniel Williams for
Mad.
ages. Here she is. She delivered. So we have to give that one to Akil, man.
Yeah, man.
And
Big
as you
up, big
can
up,
see,
big
we have
up.
the man that I call the Spaniard, Chris in the building as well. Welcome, Chris.
Welcome back, Ken.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Listen, we just have to wait, and I'm tell you now. Wait, Levon, what is tell them the scene? Tell them with more information. I am always subject to change, even if it means nationality. Even if it means nationality, I am always subject to change. But in all seriousness, I think one thing, and I think Coach Q, have lamented it most last year and this year as well. I think as Jamaicans, I think as fans of the sport, we have to allow our athletes to develop, right? So we can't want our athletes to just finish high school and come out and win a world championship or win an Olympics, and yeah, but allow them to develop, allow them to go through the growing pains, allow them, because I remember, I think it was last year, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, Coach Q, wasn't it Kerry McLeod? I think it was. It wasn't last year. It was Kerry McLeod not sick or something, and him did have to go
Yeah,
late.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
had to
yeah.
go there late. I mean, I cuss him. And when him go there and him not perform, I cuss him and say, this man a jump big for KC back in the days. What am I do right now? What a cruff. Cuss we him pin up too. And then, you just allow everything, because I think Wayne Pinnock, he was at Tennessee, right? He left Tennessee, then come over to Arkansas, who seem like them have some secret formula over there for all the jumpers and hurdles. I don't know what's going on, but
That's what Arkansas is known for. They're known for jumps and hurdles.
and then
It's the
come
same
full
coach,
circle.
though. It's the coach that he followed. The coach recruited him, but he got a job at Tennessee. went to Tennessee with the coach. Then the coach left and come back home to Arkansas. So it's the same coach.
Go with him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, so to see Wayne Pinnock, somebody who you're literally, watch at champs, watching getting those big championship points for KC, to know getting those big medals for Jamaica, going down to the final jump. No, can't stop because I'm leave it a lot. But listen, when him go down to the final jump, and of course, every single Jamaican would have want him even go 8:53, just for the suspense, just to make the thing just nice. But it just wasn't to be. But I think all in all, if I told every Jamaican before the championship, hey, in the long jump, you're going to get second, third, and fourth. Every single Jamaican would say, oh, I'll sign up for that. I'll take that. So it's definitely something to be proud of. And I think from that, it's like it sends shockwaves through the whole camp. Everybody start believe. Everybody does catch a vibe. And obviously we're going to talk about all the negative publicity that's out there. But I'm glad that there are athletes out there that hold them and hold them focused. Understand that there is a job at hand, to handle, and they went ahead and execute. So wonderful stuff by my country, Jamaica, at them.
All right, Chris, I can chime in now, man, and give your take.
Yeah, man, it was the unexpected medals are always the most loved. It's because you don't expect it. And then they just come like that, and they come in the fashion of gold, like and silver and bronze. I mean, the two gold was standout for today, but obviously, like Kems pointed out, the jump start. That's where it starts from. It's like a vibe in the camp. When I see two young men out there, or three young Jamaicans out there battling it out, obviously that must put some fire in the belly of the other athletes coming out. Danielle Williams, she's a former world champion. She knew that she has done it before, and she dig deep. I don't know where she find it, but if she's never expected Antonio to get the goal, the Daniel Williams one is so I don't know where it come from. And she's a former world champion, and to say that was a former world champion, that show you how low her career was going. And then to see she come back from it. But big performance from the Jamaican team today. Like nothing, I don't think anything can go wrong. But one thing I want to say, it feels like the Jaden Ebert injury, I think it fueled Wayne Pinnock and McLeod. I think it really did because it's his training partner, and they knew what he was capable of. They obviously knew that he had what it takes to win that gold medal. Like he could have walked up and did that distance, that jump, that one. But I think that's where it started from with Jaden Ebert. What happened to him was unfortunate, and then they basically did it for him. And I think he must feel pleased of how they rewarded him back.
Yes, man.
And
Absolutely, man.
last thing to tell everyone, it was pleased to see the former world champion. Why am I forgetting his name? Come third. He
Tajay
basically
Gill.
invite Tajay Gale. He basically invite Kerry in the picture. If you realize, he invite Kerry to walk with him. That was pleasing to see as well. Knowing that he just sneaked away a bronze medal from him, and he invited him in the picture. It's like you really did well. So come on, that's a team effort, and that shows how lovely of a people we are, kids. Welcome back.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Chris, because you know, if I when I scroll through social media, if you never tell me that, I would know that. When you go through social media, you don't see none of that, and I'm sure it was on the Jamaican feed. I'm sure it was on the Jamaican feed with everything there. But I bet you if I'm not talking about Omar McLeod, I bet you if my boy did say something up and screw up his face and vex up, it all over social media, all over, this, that. But again, as I said, with all the negative publicity that's going on, it's glad that you have individuals out there, you have leaders out there, you have champions out there, who can be an example, who can be a role model, put him arm around him, even though you obviously beat him out, in the spirit of competition. But at the end of the day, it's one country, and it's just a joy, to see the Jamaican colors, to see the Jamaican flag, to hear the national anthem. It is an absolute joy, man.
Jeez, man.
And just to show how amazing competition is, the level of competition is, before the final jump by the Greece athlete, himself and Singer was on the same, had both 850 in terms of the distance, the same distance in the best jump. And then Tajay and Kerry came with 827. That's the top four. That's how close it was. Right? And we see that translate also in how close the hurdles race was, how close the 400 was. So this is like a spectator's or a fan's dream in terms of see this level of competition. I'll always say, as much as great as Bolt was, I think the most I guess most worthy or celebrated win, outside of Bolt's first, Olympics and the world record was, those matchups with Gatlin when they barely beat him, and when it gets exciting, and I think these competitions has done so much good for the sport. And as far as how competitive all the athletes are in terms of showing up and delivering, and even with Jamaica, in spite of all the bad publicity, athletes showing that, listen, we are at the forefront, not the other way around, and they perform and deliver and cater to the fans and to the country. So big up to them for that.
And as you rightfully stated as well, I think another thing that we should factor in is that Wayne Pinnock is just 22. And if you look at the event itself right now, otherwise something to glue, there's not really anyone that is standing out in the event. So, I mean, this is an event that he really can grab a handle of. And, man, I think it was in the second round, I believe, Tajay Gale just stayed on that board. That would have been a massive jump. Like, when I said, I was
it was world record.
wow.
It was world record distance. It was like crushing the world record line. So we know what him have that jump in store. Whether fall or not, him have that loaded in them legs. So it will come out
Yes,
one
man.
day. But that was amazing.
It was, man. And before we move on, big up to everybody in the comment section. There's a lot of you guys, so I'm not going to just call one names. It's a whole lot. So I'll go by and I'll read some of the comments right throughout the entirety of the show. But people in my comment section say, welcome back, being a Jamaican Kems.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
There's currently what 75 people on the stream, and I don't think the likes match up. Come on, man. Let's do the right. Let's get it up to at least a 50 ASAP. But right into the hurdles we go, and boy, as I said, it seems that the jumps just automatically propelled us in those hurdles. And here was Danielle Williams, and I mean, she has always had a good start, always. But as she stated, in her pre-race interview, she said that it was the last part of her race that she has struggled, and she had a phone call with her sister, and her sister told her that just keep it in mind that you're early in 12 hurdles. Just say it's 12, and once you have that in mind, then you'll be able to pull through. And the thing that I realized is that, and I want us to really dive deep into this athlete, Ken Harrison, from around what 2016, I believe, thereabout. Well, I'm not go back so far, but somewhere around there, this girl has promised us that she will win a global medal in terms of the major global medal, a gold medal. And up to this point, she has failed to deliver. You have seen her in Eats.
Didn't she win at Olympics?
Has she?
She won an Olympics gold medal. It's just a world champion. Yeah, it's just a world championship gold medal.
No, that world shooter never win. Never win. She broke the world record at a Diamond League and then went to the US trials and running the hurdles.
Hold on. So
2 weeks after she did that.
Okay,
and then she missed that Olympics that you're talking about.
All right, so not because I'm Jamaican now, mean we have a disrespect different individuals. There is no way, shape, or form we can come out here and call world championship bronze medalist Ashoka, Then I think she win last year. No silver, the second she come last year, I believe. 2-time
Okay,
world.
so my G, let me ask you this question.
Yeah,
Sherika in that 100 meter,
yeah.
would you say that she choked or not?
No, you are the only one who said she choked. I don't think she choked, boss. All right. I'm come here, so I'm run joke.
Listen, Kems. Listen. Hold on. So listen.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
If you're the second fastest person ever in history, right? On multiple occasions, you have run the fastest that you possibly can in the heats and the semis. You look the best in terms of technique and every possible, like every part of the race that you can think of. You look super in the heats and the semis. But when it comes
Okay.
on to the final, that's where your technique and everything just seems to be all over the place and you can't deliver. And best believe in those
That,
finals, the time has always been slower than the time she provided in the heats
yeah,
and the
but
semis. How
boss.
doesn't that equate to choking? Come on,
All
bro.
right.
Every year
No,
you have
no,
favorite and
no.
you can't win.
Hold on.
Give me
Hold
a
on, the
break,
boss.
bro.
Hold on. Give me a tap. Give me a tap. All right. Again, as I say, I'm coming, so I'm a run joke. I'm a laugh and so. But I'm going to talk seriously a minute. Boss, I don't know at what level you ever compete before in any kind of sport. Boss, but we cannot, like, when you're running a heats of a race, boss, there is absolutely no pressure, no nothing. You just a run. Like, it's literally, you just a go there, you just a run, you go there and execute. Similar to what I say about Civil, right? As he said, he never knows if that goes so fast, right? When you move on to the semifinals, did you know that all season long, since you say Kenny choke, all season long, Kenny Harrison have never beaten Camacho Quinn. Anywhere Camacho Quinn see her, she take her and beat her with a leather belt just like that. She has never beaten her. So, yeah, she run 12-3-3 in the Heat. Yeah, she run fast in the semifinals. But now when you're lining up against your direct rival or your competition, I'm not even going to put Daniel Williams in there because Daniel Williams also showed a blind of a race, a great race, kudos to her. But let's say the race was to run without a Daniel Williams, for example. Then it would have been Camacho Quinn first, Kenny Harrison second. Somebody who Kenny Harrison have not beat in years. I think about, if I'm not mistaken, I think about 2-3 years, Kenny Harrison have not beaten her. So when I'm looking and I'm analyzing that, I can't look on the time and say, well, here, well, she run 12:33 in the heats and 12:45 in the finals. That's a choke. Like, I can't look on it like that. I have to analyze the race, analyze everybody in the race. And then talk about technique. I didn't think her technique was all over the place. I think her technique was fine. She never hit, I think she hit only one hurdle. But obviously, she's at the final. She really want to win. She start dip from about 85 meters and try fight for the line. That is what everybody was doing out there. And Daniel Williams, if you really look at it, Daniel Williams are the only athlete who really dip at the line. Camacho Quinn start dip from 90 meters. The Bahamas girl Charlton start dip from 90. Everybody really just a dip to try reach the line. So again, when I look at that, I can't say, choke. Not really. I can't come up to choke. I think
Is
choke is too
Kev,
strong of a word.
you're using this, if you're talking about today alone, it's our performance overall at championship make her a choke against. All of the excuses that you outline why she can't dip, other people have to dip, and there's a reason why she don't do it. It's because it's the moment why you're choking against. So tell us, and give us the example. It's the
But
moment why you choke because people don't choke
But Chris Lynch, what I'm saying is, she
finals
was
of
running
choking.
against Chris Lynch. What I'm saying, she's running against Camacho Quinn, somebody who have beat her for the last 3 years every single time. So because Camacho Quinn beat her, she choke. Like
No,
where does
Daniel Williams beat her. You just say it. It's just Kems. That was it. The grace was there for her to take it. And Daniel Williams turned up with 12:40 and beat her after she run 12:24 in the East. You just said it,
All right.
Kems. Why should
Can I
show?
can I can I interject?
sure, coach, go ahead.
All right. Um, I don't like to compare times, especially when they run at different days. The conditions might vary. On the day, they could have ideal conditions in the heat, and that worked out perfectly fine. I think everybody was complaining about it being hot and humid. So not necessarily ideal condition for you to get like great performances out. At the championships, unless it's a case where at this point you look around the eye, the conditions are nice, you're in the finals, and then you take it and you run with it. At championships, the aim is you're just racing 8 people, and the aim is to get to the line first. The times is a bonus as a side effect. So whether she ran 12-2 day before, she was feeling good flying, the conditions were right, it was good, it was a sunny day, not too hot, not too windy, and worked out perfectly fine. So by all means, as it relates to her and her inability to carry through over the years, I'll first give her credit that she deserves in terms of as far as being an Olympic medalist, world championship medalist. She's been, she's actually a world indoor champion, and she has won the Diamond League. All right, so clearly she has achieved something. The one thing that is eluding her is that outdoor championship, whether Olympic or world champs. That now is where it comes down to the individual. Having a conversation with a good friend of Daniel today, and we've had discussions before, and I said, listen, man, once Daniel gets into the finals, is problems. That is somebody you don't want to go into the finals because she's a competitor, right? So some people just have that competitive spirit that no matter she might go in, she get to lane 2, she got in as I think did she get in as an automatic qualifier? I don't think so. Did she? Tied. Right. She
She
got in
kicked out
based on
Megan.
time. Right. Exactly. I remember that. Yes. So she kicked out Megan and made it to the finals. So there was no sign to say, oh, yeah man, she have it. But again, it just come down to the cadence and the understanding in terms of, some people are just a different monster once they're on the big stage. Some people just have that. Some people just relying on having a good race, right? When the other person would go out there and run a good race, so that's rather than waiting on it, she'll hunt it down and deliver. And she did that today. She always had explained that she always had have issues to the last 4, which we noticed, and that happens because she has long legs and she's very fast because she's about 11-1 sprinter thereabout. So speed and hurdles can be problematic, especially once you get down that close, especially if you have long legs, because that can affect in terms of you getting too close to the hurdle. So she maneuvered herself well, got down to hurdle 5 and 6 and was still maintaining. And from the moment I noticed that, then I realized, all right, she looked like she have it under control, and it's just a matter of timing. And she did that. Her dip was a textbook dip. She timed it to perfection. She
Yep.
didn't dip too early. She got in those last 2 strides while Kenny and the Camacho Queen was already flat out on the stomach, and then she just dropped right at the perfect time. So she actually did execute from start to finish the best on that day, which is what awarded her that gold medal.
Let
All
me
right, so currently I have 101 people on the stream. Ensure that you like up the stream, people. Ensure that you subscribe to the thing. Do the right. So,
let
Kims,
me
I just,
give me one
I just,
second, boss. Yeah,
sure.
water. When you done.
No, man, shoot a shot, man. I'll remember.
No, what I'm saying is when we talk about a choker, let me tell you who a choker is. Asafa Powell is a choker. That is a choker of the highest degree. I mean, now talk about time. I talk about when they line up. I remember Asafa Powell make Francis Obiquela beat him. I don't even know where Francis Obiquela did right now. Never yet from the man beat Asafa. That was his claim to fame. After that, he get a little and then we never ever see him again. Like
Obukwila
those
a big athlete, fam. No disrespect Obukwila like that.
bro, coach you, come on. You where's Obiquela now? Tell me, where is he?
The man retired. So what you mean? The man not running. The man retired.
Dog, I knew about Obiquela when he beat Asafa. After that, we never
Fair.
hear about it. But that is a person who chokes continuously. Like I can't say Kenny, who constantly shows up, constantly in the medals. Like is a hurdles event, is obstacles. Like it's, I don't know, like it's so hard to say. She choke. Another person who we can say, not even quote unquote Omar McLeod would have even call a choker. Because again, the man is an
YG. All
Olympic
right,
champion.
listen, YG. I want you to. You're currently wearing the Jamaican outfit. I know why they're in an American thing right now, isn't it? Because I guarantee you, if it was a Jamaican in the same position, you see him when I go tell me say I'm a choker. But you're
Now,
mega said. Hold on,
yes,
hold on. You're mega said.
I'm listening. I'm
2016,
listening.
2016, right? Kenny Harrison. She went into the US trials as favorite, right? She failed to make the team right there. I think it
Didn't
was
she
what
fall or something? I think she fell.
whatever happened. Cool.
Yeah, she. No, they can't say whatever happened. Like, is it like, boss, every time people
Bro,
line
it's
up for the
still part of
hurdles,
choking, just like how me there's a beat Rashid Bradwell for 2 years in a row. Don't go tell me nothing. But listen,
all right.
3 weeks after that, Kenny Harrison come. Boom. World record gone. See? Bypass that. 2017, Kenny Harrison, 12:28, fastest time in the world. Guess what? She was the slowest one to qualify for the finals. Guess what happened? She did not medal there. So we are trying to tell me, say, make it make sense to me right now.
Boss, as I said,
You know, me's no maths brain, no brother, but you know, say 1 and 1, a two still.
boss, as I'm saying, I would have take. I'm taking Kenny Harrison resume over a lot of people in hurdles resume right now. I just want it. Listen, again, you know, she just her time will come. She's with the great Bobby Kersey, who was at the most gold medalists in this event. Her time will come. Probably wasn't this time. We have Olympics next year. We have World Champs 2025. Kenny Harrison
Yeah.
know I will be Kenny Harrison know I'll be there in Paris watching her live and direct. So she will execute. I'll be in my
Yeah, man.
Jamaican colors.
Sound like a
I,
Talu
I,
situation.
I was just about to ask you what colors will you be wearing?
Well, it depends how the season is going.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah, as you say, you're fluid, so
All right.
No man, just my coach. This man will wearing probably wear a Jamaica top and a USA shorts. This fella?
and
Yeah.
a Senegal hat, anything.
Well, all I'm trying to say, Kim, is that come on, man. You can't always be favorite, man. And then when it comes on the time for you to deliver, because trust me, I was
Hey,
banking on it. I'm glad that she didn't. I'm glad that Daniel won, but I was banking on Kenny to win.
So
hey,
instead of
listen. And I get it, but coming from a coach's perspective, being out there in under those World Championship Finals lights, lining up, it's almost like you're walking towards your execution. It can be very intimidating. As you pointed out before, Clems, in terms of she run the heats, no pressure, just going through the motions, bam, 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 flawless hurdle. I actually used that race as an example for my hurdlers, trying to get some pointers and stuff because she executed perfectly. You find that when she broke the world record at the time, it was just another day. Just went through the routine, no issues, and just carried through perfectly. Once
But
you are
coach,
under those lights, is a different kettle of fish.
but coach, if
Probably,
it's a pattern behavior,
yeah.
how
If
does that
it's a
impact the
pattern behavior
conversation?
now, so, all right. So that's now where your handlers come into play. Whether it is a case where I've had athletes where I'd refer to getting a sports psychiatrist in terms of getting some sort of routine in and trying to understand what is it that is what is it the cause or what is it that's triggering it? Is it the expectations? Is it what's in your mind? Are you not living in the moment and all of that? Yeah, so it's there are a lot of things, and I think making a couple of changes. I think moving from Coach Florence at Texas and moving to Bobby Kersey could be wanting a new environment, wanting to kind of she clearly wants to win. As I tell people all the time, all 8 people line up in a race. The objective is to win. All 8 of them want to win, no matter if they have the fastest or the slowest time. Everybody wants to win. It's just pretty much who it comes down to who wants it more and who I guess executes best. She's showing is not a good pattern. She don't want she'll be like the nearly queen. It's the same thing that was said about Merlin. Right? As much as she was cheated out of probably cheated out of a 1 or 2 gold medals, but the disrespectful calling nearly in the we call it now the bronze queen or
Yeah.
the nearly queen. You get me?
Hey, don't ramp with Jamaicans, when they're ready for you.
Listen, man, we're harsh, and I tell you, the worst, the best, and the worst country you can compete for and represent is Jamaica.
Yeah.
When you're high, they will lift you higher. But trust me, man, when you're down, bro, no
Candice
care who you
McLeod
be or
can
which country you come from, they will
Candice
stamp you
McLeod
down.
can tell you. Candice McLeod can tell you for sure.
No, man,
Yeah.
no,
I
no,
think
let's not
probably,
go there.
probably,
Let's not
hold
go
on,
there.
probably if Kenny was Jamaican, she'll get like a brother back and can, like a stronger spine and say, yeah, you get me? If she, like, take for example, our very own Megan. She's a monster. You give her the opportunity, she going hunt down and take it. You get me? It's like a little lion. But as I say, some of those skills, you might have the talent as far as speed and all of those attributes, but if you don't
Yeah.
have that
All right.
mentality, then
Let me show
you
you
don't beat
another
it.
person, Coach Q. And listen, when I really believe in a superstition, but like I believe some things just make the story just a little bit better. Look on Zarnel Hughes. Look on Zarnel when he win that bronze medal there in the 100. Nobody could have tell me say it's not a gold medal that man win. The emotions, how happy he was, the amount of things he had to overcome. Like the story is just sweeter. Like we just know within the next 2 years, Kenya secure that gold medal. She gonna secure the gold medal. The story gonna sweet. This and I hope I'm gonna try and make it. If she not win at Paris, then I'm gonna try and make it wherever Worlds are gonna be 2025. Because we know over the next 2 years she gonna win. The story gonna sweet because when you finally reach
Let's go
the
in.
apex, when you finally reach the apex, it's just like where else can I go from here? But yeah,
My
so
guy, you know that I'm around the corner kind of patching up Brittany and this one right now, so good luck.
hey, she's coming back from a serious injury.
You hear what I said? I'm around the corner patching up Brittany and this one. Don't worry. She'll be good. But once again, man, we have to give a huge shout out to Danielle Williams, man. She was absolutely fantastic. Great gold medal. And if I'm being honest, man, I prefer this gold medal over the one that she won before. So, yeah, that's just me. And she is what? The second woman to do it, I believe?
No, the third woman to win
Oh, yeah, the
two
third.
world
Yeah.
championship gold in the hurdles.
The
Hey,
reason why I prefer this one is because of one, nobody never expect her to even medal per se. I mean, the first one nobody did as well,
yeah.
but I think the quality of
No
this
man,
field.
I think the first one was a little bit better, only because Jamaica did really a struggle that championship day. Boy, we did a struggle bad.
But
And
year
then
are
there
gone,
was
year are gone, bro.
yeah,
But year are gone. So we are struggling that one a little bit still though.
yeah, but it's like so like at that time, I don't even can't really remember even what. But at that time, I just know it was so bad. Like yeah, look, and yeah, mark and you say medal. Oh, not really. Oh, medal. Oh, maybe. And then he'll just come out and it's like again another just rejuvenate, the whole team. But guys, we still have to runway. But I want to ask a quick question before we go left on. Coach Q, as a coach, how do you deal with the Toby incident? Me never really like it. Right? I feel like say if she had if she had won, she'd have been willing to talk. And
I
talk about
answer
her
every
story,
question. Yep.
talk about what she been through, what she overcame, and it's a whole fairy tale thing. Oh, they only told me 2 days before the championship, a little bit of time to prepare. Oh, thank God, I'm so grateful. But no more feel like say because she lose and lose badly, it's no, oh, you asked me the same question 5 times. Oh, leave me alone. when I win, you guys talk about my spike. Like, I don't share alone. Them talk about Shelly spikes. Them talk about Ilian spikes. Them talk about the whole Nike spikes in general. Like, what? Like, how do you know? What would you say to your athlete? Would you, is a thing where does she talk? Because I know you say, hey, you have to be careful the narrative where you push out there. So what happens in a situation like that from a coach to athlete perspective?
Good question.
She feels targeted. Since the whole thing, you have to look at it like this. You're the world record holder. You're being scrutinized for, missing drug tests and, the assumptions on drugs. And then you end up getting through to the world championships. Every interview you have, everybody's going to ask you the same question. It's one knowing that, and it's two to being able to position yourself and saying, like, all right, listen, I have to sit down and understand that every interview that I go into, I have to be willing to answer this question 100 times. And it's either one, you prep a response to that and you just stick with that response throughout every interview. I just roll with it, try to be, because at the same time, how you respond to it can aid your image in terms of recovery of your image, or it can tarnish your image. Her athletes are still humans, and still have feelings. She might just want to cuss two cloth and say everybody, but she have to hold a professional ground. You get me? I personally, I think I remember the name of the journalist, our own Jamaican journalist, that questioned her after her heat, her preliminary round.
Spencer?
Yeah. Honestly, I did not like, I think at that point is not the time to be asking her about, the whole allegations and, how that affected her and stuff like, and she doesn't want to hear that. And you could see from her response that, I thought this was a post-race interview, not necessarily.
Right.
Why not?
One second, Coach Q.
Yeah.
1 second, Coach Q. And this is it. All right. Remember, we have to also remember, as media personnel, they have a job to do. The questions
I was going to say that they are there to ask the questions.
And then they won't ask it. If they don't ask
naturally.
the question, we'll vex. Right? No.
Naturally.
No, as an athlete, should you not want the question to be asked, then what we do? We do the right thing. We show up for whatever we need to show for. But remember, the moment you put yourself in the hot water, you have to prepare for the consequences that come with the hot water. So,
absolutely.
But at the same time, which is why you remember the interview, I think one of the post-race interview with Shakiri, and they asked in terms of how she prepared, and she said, first of all, she tuned in you guys, the journalists, the media, because of the attack on her personality, and her, and which also aids in her doubting herself and who she is and whatever. So she had to separate herself from them, and put herself in a hiatus, to kind of get back on track. The media can build and can kill your career. You get me?
Yes.
So as I said, it is actually the we call it the gateway to your fans. As you mentioned, they ask the questions the fans want to know, the answers to and stuff. But I think at the same time, the media personnel has a responsibility as far as, ideally, you want to ensure that this person will want to talk to you all the time.
All right, James,
so if you come off,
no man, go on top, man. Go on top, man.
Yeah. So I say if you come off a certain way, and Spencer's question to everybody, I believe a lot of them very out of pocket. And just like in terms of when he was asking Candice, and Candice said, went to there and said, no man, you can break down the race for us 100 areas. Candice said, no, I went out there and I did my best. Like she had to be reiterating that 3 solid times. But it's like, no, we must give the people at Jamaica.
But I believe, no, coach. This is where I disagree. The man just ask her randomly a question, say, just break down the race. Man ask a question literally up front, You said.
All right, but and then this is it. So she responded. She responded.
He rephrased the question.
Yeah, she responded saying XYZ. No, but and then he rephrased it saying that no man, you can tell the people of Jamaica, say, give a breakdown of the area. And she said, well, I'll tell them that I went out there and did my best.
Remember before he said that, he said, what do you have to say to the people of Jamaica? That was what he said first, And she was
Initially,
like,
right?
I
Yeah.
did my best.
And
Yeah.
then
And
Coach
then
Q, this
everybody
is
kept on probing her.
No, but hold on. Remember, I talked about so this. Remember, you asked the question in terms of how athletes, how do you coach athletes to deal with stuff like that? So she, for whatever reason, she might have rehearsed that in terms of like, listen, I was supposed to be here. Listen, when you talk to the media, just tell me did your best. All right. You don't want to get into details, just like if you told me Abasan, she just gave the same answer every time. They're going to dig and want more. But that doesn't mean that because you ask, you must get the answer.
all right. Okay, fair, Coach Q. But look at this. So you said that as a media personnel, you want to ensure that that person want to talk to you, right? Okay, but same
Naturally.
thing as the athlete, right? You want to ensure say you're kind of in a good space with the media as well. Why?
And
Fair.
the
When
fans.
when you start
Mhm.
ascending, you want people to talk about you. So let's say Kellys McLeod, 400-meter world champion. Nobody talk about her. Nobody asked me an interview. Nobody talk about her. Then now it becomes an issue. Oh, I'm the champion. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. No. So again, I understand what you're saying, Coach Q. But again, we have to be able to give and take because I believe Candice could have answered the question. The question when I'm asking about break down the race. That part, what you want to say to the people at Jamaica, all right, I did my best, sure.
Yeah.
When I'm asking for break down the race, I think no, you were being a little spoiled brat. You could have simply said,
Correct.
well, at the 200-meter mark, I felt like I was in it, but I did my best, but coming to the straight, whatever you break down the race, especially it is
And
a Jamaican,
this is
it's a Jamaican media personnel. Somebody will
this is
probably see
why
in the circle every day. So somebody will
thi-
probably even watch your training sessions. You see this
this
person
is
on top.
why this is why it's not easy being an athlete. Because at that point in time, what you're saying is no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, you must can answer a question.
Hey.
That is pretty much the response. You get me? And
But coach,
again,
achieve
hold
it,
on, hold on.
achieve it. Uh-huh.
Well,
No.
no, and listen, it is but that is obvious in anybody. If you want, fine. But if look what happened to Fred Curley. He literally walked off, got breezed off a little bit, and then came back and said, "All right, me talk to the media now." Right? Sometimes is a so
But she could have
what's
done that
happened,
as
what I
well.
noticed happened with thing that and that would have probably been a better approach. So she gets it out and say, all right, take our time, get her head in the right space and say, all right, good, let me go take them on.
All
All
right.
right. She probably was not there.
Coach Q, a lot of times, may I watch one spot media and what the other thing they look at TVJ free something. I'm gonna see you at the interview when they're talking about what a great job you're doing at Immaculate Conception, all that good stuff. Let us say now you have an athlete that get caught up in some bangarang, knock on wood, some bangarang.
Mhm.
Now, as much as they laud you, now it's time for your face the rhythm. Now it's time for your face the
Naturally.
water. I don't want to see
Naturally.
Coach Q running away, no comment. No, I want to
No.
see the same Coach Q show up to the table or him show up when they're telling him about the great job he's done with Immaculate.
So
That's
yeah,
all
what
I'm
Kems?
asking for.
Glad you touch right this
And
in a Kems because it's like how we can come on there and Lord Coach Q every single step. For example, just at the recently
yeah.
concluded champs, I saw Immaculate and Immaculate were immaculate.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
if Immaculate come out say this upcoming champs and the garbage, no one Coach Q I don't the
I,
show.
and I'm prepared for that. As in it's not be as a being in any sort of professional arena. You must be prepared for the highs and the lows, and that is a part of like I have a group of athletes that we call my Olympic development group, and those are part of the things in terms of that we try to implement in them in terms of teaching them and let them understand one their responsibility to the sport, to the fans and to themselves as far as earning and the economy of the sport and themselves, and as somebody pointed out, the fans pay your bills. The more fans you have in terms of following through, whether you're high or low, they are the one that responds for you, that are responsible for you being lauded and praised and all of that. Because without that, then you're just an average person. All right, look at the growth of Shakari. She's talented, but with her pull in terms of with people where she can go to a mall and have a signing day and have a line stretch out long just signing autographs and people wanting to meet her. We have not had that in ages for a track athlete outside of both. And we've seen that with Shakiri, we've
Yep.
seen that with Nolas. And Shakiri get dragged through the mud, right? She go through her thing, mind you, a lot of her responses might not have been, helping her career or helped her career in the past, but she still managed to make her talent speak for herself.
So,
I think with the whole Candice thing, as I said, personally, I can, because being in the sport or from a different perspective, I can understand her or Toby Amuson's discomfort in certain situations like that. And a lot of times I cringe in terms of wanting to prep. I'd want to like talk to her and prep her, say, listen, all right, bad race, kind of, dissolve it, and then let's do your obligation now as a professional athlete. Let's, take a five, get yourself together. Now let's go. Let's go talk to the media and explain to them, what going.
Coach Q. So again, so let us look at now Shakari, right? Shakari only talked to two media personnel. She spoke to Louis Johnson from NBC, and she spoke to Spencer Darlington.
The same Spencer
The same
Darlington.
Spencer who can this give a bag of attitude. Like she spoke and she answered every single question we have, right? And again,
Mm-hmm.
obviously different circumstance because she's a winner, right? So again,
Naturally.
but even as a winner, she still ignored about 100 media person. No, thank you, no, thank you, and just keep it moving. But again, I mean,
Coach,
listen.
coach, it was best if Candice is just respond to Spencer and say, no interview. Just tell him, say, you don't want an interview. Then
And
come and
and
take it.
and is a, as I say, is a 6 or 1 half dozen. So either way, she gonna get knocked. So whether she do it and do it like that, or she never do it, she gonna get knocked. That's like outcomes really. So it's just that for her, it wasn't approached properly. But I do understand as from being a coach, from the athlete's perspective. So there are some little tweaking and managing that can happen there. But I don't want to feel like it was segue and dash way Daniel's glory. You get me?
Oh,
I did
oh,
actually
sorry.
want to,
No, man.
yeah,
No, man, I
Nothing
just
can
spoke
take
yeah,
about
but
away
that
that.
because may I go in a little group meeting and know it's school, so that's
oh,
why
oh,
I'm listening
oh,
on this.
oh,
All right,
yeah, man, no problem.
people.
What?
Before we leave
Hold
again,
on, man.
people.
Hold on before you run, man. Remember, you came on the show and you sell it to our people. Sell your land, sell your houses. Right, Benjamin cannot lose. No, that man downgrade from silver to bronze in a bad man. So you need to tell the people in the comment section and say you're going to reimburse them and you're very sorry.
If them show me them ticket, then I'll reimburse them. But before I go, people, before I go,
Lot of mercy.
guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from. All right, gentle people. Just so you guys know, my birth paper right here, Jamaica. I am Jamaican. Thank you guys.
And
You have
Yeah,
a
remember
good
good
day.
thing.
yeah.
Remember good thing. You owe me an apology because they tell me how much such girl I got beat Rochelle Clayton at the 400-meter hurdle. I'm tell us nothing like that, but we'll save that for another day.
All right, people. Hey, I'm gonna in the comment section. I go on take it easy.
All right, bro. Big
All
up.
right, big up.
All right, let's get back on chat now, coach. So yeah, as I mentioned,
Yeah.
Daniel, man, super, super. And I remember when Leaford was on for a bit the other night, and Adrian was really being pessimistic, and but Leaford decided to
Mm-hmm.
keep the information right close to heart and did the utter
Right.
word. But Daniel, man, it shows that hey, when it comes down to World Championship, because you can put her aside when it comes on to Olympics now, because normally for Olympic trials and everything that Daniel not really show up. That is not Daniel, but World
Listen,
Championship.
and some people actually have that. You have world championship people, and you have Olympic
Olympic
people. You have
people,
athletes
yeah.
that show up for that. Then you have Diamond League people. You have the one race people, like they're SAFA specialists.
So true. But
But
glad you mentioned the
yeah,
Diamond League part, because it seemed like I mentioned Diamond League. You lead me to Kali
mhm,
Spencer. That girl was beaten non-stop on the circuit. But it's when it come
everybody.
on to
Yeah,
World Championships and
yeah.
Olympics.
I tell you, it's a different kettle of fish, man. It's a different environment. It's a different vibe. It carries its own pressure. A
Yeah.
Diamond League might be a comfortable place for her. Like, listen, my life, this is like a training day. While people live for the rush and the excitement, you have people that would, forego world champs, just like we saw Sydney McLaughlin for deciding that she's not competing this year because of knee issue, and she's going, focusing on the Olympics. She's with a coach that is, built his career around Olympic champions. Had to work
Yep.
with champions well as well, but Olympics is where he is. So that is clearly going to be the theme of the camp. And with Olympics a year or two, a year away, then you're not going to compromise anything like that. So it's really, you have people that show up at different times, and the World Championships being a double World Championship within the sprint hurdles, today beating 5 or 4 of the ladies that is ranked in the top 10 in the world as far as fastest times ever. And you became, I remember in her semifinals, after with her interview after the semifinals, she's saying, boy, she's just happy to be in the finals because with a bunch of people that can run 12-3, 12-4 at any given time.
These people have been killing it all season, and they have been
Exactly.
beating all season.
Yeah, they've been beating me all season, and just coming here and delivering, and it's and I think that's what make that win that special, because
That's the reason why I gave it. That's the reason why I gave it over the one that she won before. Now, because I'm looking at
the first, and I think she even said it. She said the
Yep.
first win was nice and stuff, but go with all the adversity she's going. Like, her career has been on a dip for the past year or two, and seeing her come into positioning herself now for winning the gold medal at another World Championships. This is reignites her career, and her stance as being one of the a formidable hurdler.
Absolutely, man. And Zibib saying that Khalees Diamond Queen.
That Diamond Queen, boy.
I feel the other vibe saying that PT is better in Olympics so far.
Best Olympics so far. No, well, we know she has a mental block with World Championships. After, I think, was it 20 that year that she had was back and forth with Dr. Skippers. I think that was 2015.
Yeah, in the tournament.
Yeah, right. I think after that she has been, world champs is a rough story for her.
I'm talking about Skippers. I haven't seen Skippers in a minute.
I think she's at the tail end of her career. I think she ran some races this year. Nothing credible.
Could it be a case that for her that it's a case where she normally do the heptathlon, so the work from that is probably catching up on her in terms of her body?
It could be, and it just get tired. And I think when circumstances change as far as in your life, when you have other responsibilities and stuff like that, then it's the motivation might be different, or the lack thereof. So the hunger might not be there at once as it was once, and it's just time. And your body, unless you're built like a Shellian that has that that strong longevity. You get me? Yeah, I don't know what Shellian's secret is. I don't know if it's genes or something come from her ancestors, or just in terms of how she maintains and manages her body, that she's able to have this long a career. Because in the past, they normally say that as an athlete, you get 10 years is max. You're lucky if you reach that far. We've seen so many people that after high school like that. You get me?
Yep. And big up Zibeb for the super chat, man. Zibeb saying that Daniel Williams double world champion. Of course, man. I have to give her it. And I see Fire in the comment section saying that her Daphne at the bobsleigh now. And Alex D saying that Daphne had a major spinal injury, and she mentioned that she had to relearn how to walk around. Ooh.
Oh yes. I did remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, that as I said, an injury can change your era. And I think that's why I'm always kind of cautious when persons say like, you want to sound say, oh, them watch up or them this and that, because you really don't know.
Sometimes we don't know the nuances behind the scenes. True.
That's why your boy Levon, Johan Blake. That's why you cannot pressure him. That injury changes him drastically.
Yeah, and that's honest, because since that injury is his comeback has been a struggle. And like knocking, like seeing him run 9.8 last year, I was happy for him. I was elated because I'm like, boy, and I think he's determined to get back in because he felt like he's owed something from that injury, like the injury robbed some aspect of his life. Because this was a season coming off of 19-2 and
2-6, yeah.
9-6-9.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then
You know what? You
and
know
then
what?
boom,
You know
injury.
what? I'm going to look back at it here, man. You know what, Chris? May I take off some of my beat? Enough jack strap me give, so I'm going to take off for the simple jack off him. But
But
that's the
Levon, you were
uh,
talking about interviews before. I don't know how I let my phone die. I guess I was listening to Coach Q. Coach Q was I was listening to Coach Q so much I didn't really realize that my phone was dying. But you're talking about interviews on the American side because obviously that's the feed I'm watching. I
Mhm.
haven't seen one that I'm displeased with. Like the same questions that Coach Q and you said Spencer is asking. I don't know if it's the friendly manner. I mean, the interviewer he goes to the NCAA. He goes to the NCAA. Then he's at the American trials because I know the voice and I know the name. So he's
Mhm.
there. So
Mhm.
he's like it's a rapport with them. It's like all the athletes
There's
know him when
comfort
they
level.
see him. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
they come right to him.
they just come right to him. Them come and they answer every question like they should. Like him would ask Kenny the first when Kenny run the eats, him ask Kenny, why so fast? And she's like, my
Mhm.
coach said I just need to be aggressive. We're working on stuff and he will and I'm running every one of them. So him did
So
expect her. Them be the one them she could break the record because she did not say she could
so
run every one of them like that.
all right, so pause this. You see his approach in terms of why so fast, as opposed to when Spencer asked Oblique about why him run the heat so fast. Would that be detrimental to anything? Where you get me? You see where it segue into kind of like a negative counter, where with the, as you said, with the new. I know exactly which report you talk with. It's always a welcoming conversation, and it's never to bring pull down the athlete. They are very empathetic and sympathetic, and I don't think we have that sort of we're not culture that way. You get me? So I don't think we approach them like that, in those
Or I think
situations.
it's just in our athletes head that we are Jamaican, so we are
Your
looking a
attack.
way to beat them. We are looking for to beat
Mm,
them instead of encouraging. So
hmm
even if the reporter
hmm
really and truly not trying to beat the athlete can see it as that just because that's how we are make up the thing.
Yeah.
So probably
And look at it also, like as I think Ken was saying that every athlete, if something happened, they will call whatever reporter, whatever, and that is exactly how it goes. They call a reporter that they're comfortable with, that they get a chance to express themselves thoroughly with, that they won't feel attacked with, and they'll have that person in their phone as like, listen, I have a story for you and stuff. When can we talk? Or yeah, I'll be open to any interview with that person. While some them wouldn't even look them way because either past experience or how they have dealt with other athletes that they're just not fond of.
and Fireart saying that Jordan has it Coach Q, but them send Spencer, not Jordan this
Him
time out.
have it, him have it, Pat. Him have
yeah,
it, Pat. I love Jordan's
worse
interviews.
because it's and then I guess he's coming off where is he he did I guess track and field his brother is an athlete
Well,
Julian.
Right,
he himself
So
right,
I
was.
think he and then he goes to training. You go on what
right.
the trainings and all of that. So people kind of I guess like you
Yeah,
say appreciate that about you. Like
appreciate. Yeah,
yeah,
and
more
you have a little
appreciate seeing you.
conversation here and there. So you have a conversation outside of it being televised or recorded. So just regular talking, and then you create a rapport with that individual. So
That
it,
is what
it
I was
makes
going
a
to say. Just build a
difference.
report.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
on the other side now, Noah Lyles was mad at well I wouldn't say mad, but he didn't say it in a mad vibe, but he was like to Otto, Otto didn't say nothing because Otto is on commentary. So it's the
hmm
so Otto can hear him, but he's referring to him when he won the 100. He's like, "You called me out. What did you say? Who you say would win?" You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and it's fine, and that's cool. But and like this time, a reporter is not a cheerleader. They are there to ask questions.
yeah,
But you're there to also encourage the answers. If you get what I'm saying, you can
Because you
everybody
want the
can ask a
answer. You
question,
know what the people
but you
want. But
need you want the answer. So there is a craft in terms of getting them to be okay, giving you the
and then
answers that you
again,
want.
as you rightfully stated, Clinton, I get what you are saying, yes, but guess what? They're there to ask the questions. However, was the case that you as a journalist, it just automatically just turn off an athlete and not go and give you any interview whatsoever. So your company gonna
No,
look for you and say, yo, saying I'm gonna do a job, and you kind of feel with that, So you have
exactly.
to look. You as a
Yeah,
journalist have to balance it. So
yeah. It has to be a balance, and you have to, as I say, you have to, as much as you want the information, you have to be mindful in terms of managing. Like they just lost a race. You want them to talk to you, so you want to create. I think there's another female journalist on the US side that after Masai Russell um, messed up in her semifinals and came and she was talking to her and tears were coming to Masai Russell's eyes and she literally, you know, the reporter was trying to console and she's like, no, it's okay, I'll do the interview. You can ask the questions, I'll answer. She was really that comfortable in terms of being open and stuff with her. So, it was because she didn't feel like she was being attacked.
and here's Albert saying that Spencer is very good in my view. Yeah, I think he is. Really like him. Not because he's just an alma mater of mine, but yeah, he's good, man.
Yeah, and rightfully, he's an investigative journalist, and that is how he asks questions.
Yep. And I
That
think he
is
has been
exactly what I'm
I think he has been fair, to be honest. Just that not enough people are gonna like come and say this now, but some of the athletes them when interview, can I just make them go on by saying it's like, yeah, my name bother good here.
but really and truly, like some of them they can say, them said, and
Yeah,
but
honestly,
some of them
like
will
this
be,
look like them well when I said. So Spencer could have made that one the slide gone. Like, yeah.
yeah,
What are you talking
exactly.
about
Like
really?
them never ever pause broadcast for that. If you get what I'm saying, isn't it? Yeah, but
But
some of them are very good. Like I like Kevona's interview, and I'm happy to see her grow as an athlete in that manner. So
what time
she
that girl gonna
her
talk?
as much man. I know as I saw a meme on Twitter that said they say if the man them a mobile ever get a banger phone, man, she rich a money.
She have it locked, man. But as the rifle stated though, man, quite I mean, most of the interviews that I've heard so far, they have been quite good. Coming from the
Yeah,
athletes
they're very
because
good. I can.
generally on a whole we know that most athletes can really give a good account of themselves in terms of interview.
Yeah,
But so far through these championships, most of them have been good, and the best of them
been
are
very
for
good.
me. Otherwise, Shelly's going to give you a top tier as always. But
Always.
Daniel, Daniel interview was just
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But
A plus.
we're going to move on though, and I'm thinking, how should I do this? Should I do the hurdles before this event because we're going to be on that event for a while? So
Yeah, man. Do it in its order, man.
other way I go, yeah, man. So 400 meter,
Yes.
yes, man. And where I want to start this, I remember a lot of people saw this guy as a villain. They saw him as a
Mm-hmm.
gunman. They saw him promote gunman culture, and now will come out to nothing. I remember all the comments, all because you see that thumbnail. I deliberately did that thumbnail. I
Mm-hmm.
deliberately chose that
Mm-hmm.
thumbnail. All because,
Mm-hmm.
man, in the heat of the moment, Champ's atmosphere, celebrating, because all the talk all season was that he was going to lose that event. And we just get caught up in
Mm-hmm.
the mood and the man just do a little celebration. Everybody cancel the youth. Literally
Yeah.
cancel him.
Yep.
To reach a point where even the major sponsor in Grace was planning to pull their sponsorship of
Yeah,
the
because it's saying it's promoted violence. And I'm sure when he went to the same people of the Grace office are bust black. Bap, 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 bap.
oh
I
God,
know.
man.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, 40 years. Literally. I
A,
mean, as I was
a
saying,
party? Yeah.
man, I don't think anybody is happy as I am for this youth.
Yeah, listen, man. Yeah, man.
Like,
And, and
we have seen him
I
come from. Yeah, man, you can chime in,
I,
man.
I I appreciate him so much and I respect him so much because we've had a couple training sessions at the UA Bowl where he trains and the manner in which he conducts himself at training in terms of his militantness, his attention to details and being very meticulous in terms of his workouts. This man didn't even talk out a third. You get me? Like he's a very focused individual, and just watching him as this young man have places to be, and he can see that he's driven and he's hungry, and just seeing all of that, it's a wonderful feeling when you watch like a flower bloom, right? Like you see it being tended to on water, and then you come the next day and you just see flowers, and you're like, yeah, man, I can appreciate that. I know where it's coming from.
Absolutely, man. And as you stated, thing that I took most out of this race is that coming into that home stretch, I think he was like around fourth or fifth thereabouts. And when
Mhm.
I saw that man gave it his all, because you can literally saw that there was absolutely nothing left in that tank. Like that tank was fully burnt. I was like,
And I tell you,
please,
and
please,
that's a
please make him
that's a
grab.
genius of his handlers. That's a genius of his coach Woolery and Coach Mills at Racers. Did you? I don't know if anybody noticed that. You remember that Adidas Grand Prix race in Atlanta, the street race, like where they set up the makeshift track.
Hmm.
He was in that 100 meters.
He was?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So
Wow.
that sort of speed background that was, that they've loaded in him in terms of at where the program is at that point in time. I think at one point I feel like, okay, I'm doing hundreds. And then, I see the transition into running some fours, and the fours them look good. I was like, wait, something is up. Then you remember when he won the World Youths in 2017 or 2018, he
Thereabouts.
actually ran from last place. He usually when he runs 400, he start running at 200 meters because he
Correct.
knows his speed. He knows his speed. He just want to be close enough. He will be way on the back, and then he will come right back, run through the crowd, and
But guess what?
position himself.
They have worked on him. I can say that even in the first
Definitely.
200 meters, this man now stay there and wait for you no longer.
No,
He's going to be
I
right in
think
the mix of thereabouts, and then he's
yeah,
going
I
to
think his
come at you in that
what
flat.
I've observed is like his first 100 is not the greatest. Him not the get out fast, but on that backstretch he starts to work, and then you see him start to travel down, and he maintain till him get to about 150, then 120, then you see him shoot off that corner, and then just haul it home. And the maturity and growth and the trust he has in his coaches, to really to give in to that and like, all right, execute it to the T, because he, even in that finals, he ran his own race. He didn't change his race model, right? He ran his, even with Hudson Smith cutting in on the inside and him and gone in front, he just stick to his race model. And I tell you, it's a speaks to his discipline as an athlete and his commitment to his handlers.
The reason why I'm happy, Coach Q and Levan and viewers, is that he got distracted and was trying to do the sprints
Mhm.
because of how weak
Yeah,
the field was. That was distracting a lot of
right.
our athletes, because of how weak the
That is.
100 and 200 meters were looking after the Bolt era. Everyone
Mhm.
was kind of like peeping over that fence and not
Yeah,
focusing on their event. And that,
and
I
Bolt
think,
Bolt
distracted.
make everybody want sprint.
That exactly. So I think he peeped over the 100 and 200 meter fence, and that kind of distracted him. So I'm really happy to see that he
Mm.
went back to the grassroots, what we known him for, and he has learned to run the event, like you said, Coach Q and Levan.
Mhm.
Basically, what he did at the junior level cannot, it is not acceptable at the
Mm-mm.
senior level, where you sit and wait and come and run the last 150 as fast as
Man, I'm
that
gone.
doesn't work here. You have to run 400 meters, and
Definitely.
that's why I'm
Right.
happy for him. I'm happy that
Yeah, man.
whoever come to the decision that he needs to come back to 400 meters, he trusts them, even if it's him alone.
Mhm.
I don't think it's him alone because it's difficult to
You know,
persuade
you know, I
young
think,
men
I
to
think that
just run one
I
and
think it's probably the coach convince him though, because this man, they tell us say, yo, a sprinting thing there. Though.
Yeah. Man, yeah, at one
and
point him said, because I remember when he stepped down and it was like a press thing, it was like, yeah, man, he's focusing on the 100 and the 200. Because, him free. Because remember that year with him versus Sachin Dennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And him saying, listen, this is my event.
yeah, so that is the main. That is where the glory comes from. To know that, and like I say, it must speak to his discipline because it can't be him alone who come to that decision. And obviously, he trusts his handlers, and it's big reward,
Mm-hmm.
big reward.
Big.
bigger one. As is in at the end of the race when he said one Bob. I'm pretty sure that's in respect to his coach
Bob.
Ulrich. Yeah. Yeah, well.
But massive, it was massive, man. I mean, as I said, I was there and now let's not me pull him still now because I watch the TV and keep so come
I
man,
said,
because
come. You're
yeah
calling
man, me
me.
don't want me don't want no bronze, me don't want no silver and a
Yeah,
gold we
yeah.
go for
You
because
deserve the goal. Come on.
I was supposed to have a show the other day when he ran the 44-1-3,
Uh-huh.
but it didn't came on. But from I saw the 44-1-3 and I saw Gardner went down, I was like, I said this gold medal is for this youth for the taking.
Mm-hmm.
Because me look
This
and say
cut up.
Wade Van Niekerk in a lane one. I say Van Niekerk now do that burn
Mm-hmm.
out there. So me look and say,
Yeah, and I don't
say
think
Hudson Smith.
Hudson Smith don't have him kick. So no.
Nope.
But Hudson Smith did what he anticipated. He tried to run out and catch me if you can, but he didn't get catch. And Norwood was chasing, but he can't chase. You can't chase.
Now man in
Watson.
my next one, you say Norwood no. Norwood making coach fool him now because Norwood coach tell him say, there's not 3 men in the world better than you are. Well,
Mm-hmm. Too
well
confident.
That is to get him confident, man. He's
Too confident. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as a coach, yeah,
you can't do
literally, you have
nothing
to
but tell your
speak
athlete that.
confidence. Yeah.
that's true man.
Yeah,
But
man.
the reason why I'm really happy for this guy, man, is that one, he's 21 years old. 21
Yes. Youthfulness. Mm-hmm.
exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
came into these championships. And if you realize what he has done throughout this season, PBs after PBs after PBs
Mm-hmm.
after PBs. Now he's at 44-1-3. I'm sure that next thing is in his mind is that big boy, that record is no longer yours, and I'm coming for that record. And
It
just
could be before the season end.
there you go, because we have a lot of races to go before the season ends. So
Yep.
I think he's going to get it. And I mean, as I said, I think there's a lot of upside to this youth, man. And we keep on lament the point. We struggle for years for 400-meter runners, but the
Yeah.
upcoming crop that we have is a very good crop.
A very
But
good
where
crop.
we're
Yep.
taken away from, and well, I think we should get into a discussion at a later date about the 200-meter now. That's where we have absolutely nobody. And right now,
Mm.
I want you to kind of little, that's a little faith in. I like that dude from JC that has gone overseas now, Malik Smith, but I think he's a good kid, late bloomer.
Yeah.
Really think
Yeah.
he can do well in that event, but boy, time man. But we'll just leave that alone for now because we're in golden territory right now.
Yeah. We call it now. We're glorifying the golden time.
Absolutely.
So let's not spoil it.
Exactly. We're not going to Sambam Wood. We're staying right
No,
up here.
no. Right. Yes.
But Antonio Watson, man, big gold medal, and trust me, bro, I wish I could share that gold medal with me right now.
Listen,
After
I saw him. I saw him at I think after the national trials. He went into the stands. Spoke to his mother, spoke to his father. I think gave his mother a hug and thing, and then kind of walk back on the track. And I love his humble demeanor. As much as people say the flaring and the gun busting and thing or whatever, outside of that, he is I what I'm getting from him is just a humble demeanor, and he just wants to do well. It's simple fact. He just wants to do well and does his best. And you cannot. It's not every time, and I think Adrian is here. He will attest to that. The sport is not the meek and mild get by. It takes some level of confidence, some level of arrogance, and some level of belief in self to know that listen, you can do this. All right. So even Danielle had to believe that she could before she actually went out there on that track and lined up with those 8 girls. And she said it. She said, I just believed in myself. I know that I can get it. That comes with some level of confidence within yourself. So, I think oftentimes he was misunderstood or miscued as far as, for his confidence being too arrogant. And, it's really an entertaining factor. And, think about this youth competing in the era of Bolt. You get me? You're going to that became celebration of champs just became a different thing. You get me? So rather than
Sorry, never select one over there this year,
And that would have been the perfect time, because you see,
Yeah, man, but I
Too
figure
tired for
honestly,
that, man.
the man did burn out.
as a
The
real,
man never have nothing left. Probably if he lift the hand, he
yeah,
probably just drop back down.
I love a drop there. You see, the
When you
man,
go back
him
to the
literally run him life out.
when you go back to the semifinals, I loved it. It's semifinal. The reason why he was
Yeah, man.
standing and he didn't look tired. And that's why I know that he's coming to the finals to give him best. Because if you can look like that in the semifinal and that look beat, because had he looked like
hmm
how he looked in the final, beat, then obviously we
That's it.
know then we're
Yeah.
not supposed to
And I,
expect
and I,
anything.
and I think, as I mentioned earlier, I think the conditions tonight was just not ideal for fast times. The same if you notice, Pemke Ball just managed at 51.7. You get me? The hurdles won at 12.4. And these are elites at their best. And it's not like they gave subpar efforts. They all gave the best effort. But you can tell clearly from the atmosphere or whatever was happening, it was too hot or whatever, it was just not clicking on that night in terms of performance, which is why you can't really, I don't stress too much on times when you're at championships. I'm just focused on, winning, because,
But
who
See,
knows.
by the way, go back to his East 11,
uh-huh.
it was so hot that day that they caught Antonio Watson hiding off the track. He was off the track. And when they were when they wanted to announce him, they had to be telling him, hey, you have to go
You have
where
to
the
come.
blocks are. He was off. So he was
Yeah,
hiding,
I
trying
try
to
to get
get
some
shade.
shade.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was trying to find shade.
But you know what prove it? Shelly. Because Shelly literally go in front of the cooler and stand up in her brother.
Yeah, exactly. And say, boy, no man, it's hard. You get me? And it's a real thing. And as I said, people always, like, I remember somebody saying, not to segue too far, like, when Bolt got a trap meet after the world record, oh, I'm not brought the world record. Every time Bolt run, they just expect a record. Yeah, records don't really come, or fast times don't really come that easy. Oftentimes you just have to settle the win. You just compete for the win. You get the ideal conditions, awesome. You get fast times.
And quick question before we move on to the hurdles. With the jumps, long jump per se, does a positive wind help or not?
It can help you and it can kill you as far as you run up. If you know how to navigate yourself with the wind, it will help you a great deal. The wind can cause you to overstride. So run into the thing. If your stride pattern is off, then you're bound to get a foul. But once you hit solid on that board and you're able to get up and hold your telomere, or start and hold that position in the air before you hit the sand, then you are at the mercy of the wind. So breeze, take me all you want, but
The reason
the
why I
real
ask,
detriment for the long jump is a run up.
the reason why I ask is because I was looking at Pentaglow and Wayne Pinnock 850. I saw that
Mm-hmm.
Pentaglow one was at positive 0.6.
Mm-hmm.
Pinnock one was at a negative 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at it and say, that to me, Pinnock one is more impressive than
Yeah.
Pentaglow.
Yep. And oftentimes, especially when the wind is kind of on and off, you'll find athletes kind of pausing, kind of waiting to time the wind, so if them can catch the wind and they run up to get that extra.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
It does make a difference. Hence, the wind can make a difference in a 100-meter time.
True.
It clearly would make a difference with the jumps.
And I'm seeing in the comment section exchange zone saying that positive wind is only positive when you're in the air. Okay.
Fair. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, and there. As I said, it can affect your run up. Because it'll force you to overstride. And then you have your stride pattern to the board can be off.
Yeah, man. So before we get into the rules, man, big up Coach Mills again, man. You can break this pattern, man. 40 years, how long that?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
And Coach Wooler, I think it was a team effort at races
Absolutely.
with Watson. It's I'm sure, and Mills is humble enough to tell you that. Listen, it was not just him. He
It was
had a
also Coach
great
Wooler.
support team. Yeah, and even his massage therapist. Listen, the amount of people behind a successful athletes, guys, it's not one man. It's not normally just everybody
Yeah,
just say,
but
"Oh, yeah, man, the coach."
the reason why I got
Yeah.
shout out Mills in it, you know, say normal people, I was just say front. Otherwise, some Bolt and the others, guys, we have to give Mills
Yeah,
some
yeah,
props.
yeah, yeah. Like you, they normally say, "Oh, Mills just have Bolt." That was his claim to fame. Bolt, Blake, but then you can add a whole. If you think about it, you had Bolt, Blake, you had
Warren
Warren
as well.
Weir, who you had Kim Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he the Great Britain guy. I forget the name. You have Zarnell, and there's the other Great Britain Chambers doing Chambers. So quite a few successes has come through Mills, but I think Fano seems to be the wholesale name. Or them just associate Mills with both.
Yeah, so as I stated, man, props, sorry, man, because as I said, Zarnell Hughes, no Watson, huge congrats, man. But over to the hurdles, man, and I mean, as I said, I expected a medal here. What color? I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. But
So,
I watched Rochelle Clayton all season and I saw improvement after improvement after improvement. And she's now what? Elite?
yes, she's at elite performance with Coach Walcott.
So Elite is doing great stuff over there, man. And
And
here she
and that's
was.
going to become a next that's gonna become a next household name,
Also,
Coach
hey,
Walcott.
absolutely. But
AKA journalist.
but I mean, huge bronze medal and a personal best time of 52.81. All I was calling her, man, just out dip Shamir little. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
Out dip
But
her and get a silver medal. But we're not gonna kill her.
Shamir's Shamir's no walk in the park, but she did
Absolutely.
give her a run for her money. And I think she was aggressive from start. She attacked. Yeah, I think everybody credit her as being fearless. So she get out there and she pace, and
Yeah.
she'll take the hurt. No matter how much no matter what the hurt, she'll take the burn and she'll carry it home. And she did just that. Gave her best run. She ran her huge PV. You
Yeah,
get me?
because
As
I
much
mean,
as
I think it was after the Eats. Is that Eats or the semi? Spencer asked her the question
mhm,
that what she believe what sort of time she believe would take to medal, because I think she said it before um
mhm,
the world champs. Said that I think it will take something along the line of 52 to medal.
mhm, mhm.
There it is.
and and that's the thing. And AC, and I love athletes like that. She done the evaluation, knows what it takes, and prepared herself along that line. As far as, listen, I need to get there,
Hmm.
and did what she had to do. So huge respects to her, and this being her second world championship medal. A lot of persons thought that she falling off or whatever, and kind of question and all, but
Coach Walcott
she.
said no,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
rejuvenated.
Yep, rejuvenated, respawned, and clearly, somebody to be respected.
Yep. And here's in the comment section I saw Michelle Lemon saying that Clayton fought for that medal. So proud of her, so happy for her. Absolutely. And Fireheart saying that she ran a
Definitely.
PB in the semi and a PB in the final. We love that, man. And shout out to
Love
the
that.
other two
Yeah.
Jamaicans in the event as well. I mean, they didn't medal or anything of that sort, but I expected a bit
Yeah, as
better
in
from both of them, yes. But
expected better performance. But nonetheless, to get to the finals, again, it's just who shows up at the end of the day. And Russia clearly was there, and was better. So she made it. And her 52.81 puts Russia at the third best time as a Jamaican in the 400-meter hurdles, behind Khalees Spencer with 52.79 and the great
Walker.
Million Walker at 52.42.
Hmm. Um, where I want to go before we touch on tomorrow quickly. Have you saw the video circulating with one martial arts,
No, I haven't seen.
taekwondo?
Oh, right. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes, I have, and
I say no comment.
it's a looming cloud over Jamaican athletics, and it's always been a case. And I think what Tracy is gunning for, or wants to achieve, is some level of transparency on the hand of the J3s as far as how things are conducted. I think being properly briefed as far as who's on the list and who made the team and all of these things, would be respectful. Just on the case of principle, these are not junior athletes; these are senior athletes.
True.
I think it would have meant well to sit down with all the athletes affected and say, listen, we have invited Kadrian, even though he wasn't on the official list, to be a part of the team here with, anticipating possibly using him in one of the relays. Just a
But
case of formality.
stick up in though, coach. I think where a lot of fans are getting it twisted is that they don't understand the ruling and who partake on the relay team. So the first three that finishes on 100-meter trials, those three are automatic, correct?
Well, yeah, it's usually automatic.
Okay,
Top three are
usually.
usually automatic.
Keyword,
Yeah.
usually.
Because what is with relays, we understand often that it's not necessarily it. I think it comes on to the federation, not necessarily the World Athletic Standard. But with relays, we always misconstrue thinking it's the fastest four and not necessarily the best four. The best four might not be the fastest four persons that you have
Oh,
there. All
but
right.
I'm glad where you're going, because it
Yeah.
leads me to think that the fastest four for Jamaica, as it currently stands, is well, at trials, based on what we saw.
Mhm. Based on what we
Top
saw,
three, the top
would
three
that be the
was,
top 4? Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
that was Watson,
Watson,
Ford, Civil, and
Sybil,
Akeem Blake.
Akeem Blake.
I'm not quite sure. I think Taekwondo finished what, fifth thereabout?
Fifth. Yeah, he finished fifth.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So, but this is why. This is why.
Cajun ran the eats are this. I think it was the eats that he ran, and they ran 995 or the
And
semi.
then right, I think it was the Heats, and never
However,
show
he
up for
did
the
not
semi.
turn up for
Didn't
the
show up.
semi or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So my thing is that where a lot of people don't really understand the rule is that, as you just stated, it comes down to the discretion of the selectors or
The
whomever is choosing the
selectors.
team to
Right.
pick whosoever they think that is best suitable for the next spot. What I agree with you with is that a bit more transparency would have been better to say, hey, Cajun Ghost is part of the team. However,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at now is that Ashanti Moore was part of the team. When you go back and look at the original listing that was pushed forward, her name wasn't on that. However, when you look at
Mm-hmm.
the IWF page, both of them names were on the listing. So if you check the
Mm-hmm.
IWF page, well,
Mm-hmm.
let me stop using IWF because that's what they did.
The World
World
Athletics. Right.
Athletics page, it was right
Yeah.
there. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
being that Taekwondo, as I call it, well, Taekwondo, now I call it martial arts this time. So Taekwondo,
Mm-hmm.
had it been up to date, up to par, you would have seen that they would have updated it. My thing is that he's going to go along the line of, oh, it's because of links, this links that. Come on, Taekwondo. At some point in your life, links has done stuff for you as well. So don't go along that
But
line because they're going to push across a particular narrative now.
right.
And yeah, people are going to look at it and say, oh, Kajan Golson is a Maurice Wilson trained athlete. Yes, we all know that. However,
It is what's happening also because if you know there's a similar conversation about Maurice Wilson
mhm,
when it comes to in regards to the mixed relays. So that sort of narrative coming again does not look good on Maurice himself, on Coach Wilson at all. And I think where taekwondo, as I said, everything I've learned in terms of dealing with situations like this and dealing with teams and dealing with athletes is having transparency. I do that with my athletes, and they're high schoolers. When it comes to relays, there's a discussion. So okay, all right, I think we stand a better chance using these four,
mhm.
and simply because XYZ, whatever, whatever. He would then need to justify um, how Kate Golson being there, and why, because I think based on I've not seen the official list, but based on what Taekwondo explained, that they're carrying 5 athletes, registering 5 athletes for the relay. Usually, I believe the registration carries 6.
Mm-hmm.
So even then, why are only 5 persons being selected as
And also, based
part
on
of
what
the
I'm
relay?
hearing as well, because I saw some bit of information, they said that, and I figure more or less that it's because of the rumblings by him, they're going to use the 4 fast guys in the heats and the same 4 four fast guys in the finals. So there's
And I
no
think
no minus and no
that
addition.
would be that would be the best. I personally think that's the best way to resolve the issue. Say there's no argument, so you've officially managed the narrative in terms of
But
you can talk under speculations, but I put
that's
the
what
best
I'm going
four
to
out
say.
there.
That you're going to support his narrative. Know that, hey, people
Hmm.
got to say, that is because martial arts came out and
Yeah,
said
right.
whatever, why they did
Yeah,
this.
as I think that would be the best option for them, because if they're not going to concede, that's for one. They're not
Hmm.
going to concede and say, okay, all right, we made an error. That they don't do that. But they're going to try to manage to ensure that their reputation and the image, especially of the coach, is not further dragged thin.
But I mean, personally, I'm going to be honest. With all due respect to Taekwondo Tracy, I'm not turning on a 4x1. With the current bunch of guys that we currently have, which leg are you going to
Mhm.
run? Like, explain to me which leg are you going to run? Are you going to tell me that you're going to be a better starter than Akeem Blake? Oh hell no, you're not. Are you going to tell me that you're going to run a better backstretch than I think they're going to run Civil, because the order that I saw is Akeem to Civil to Ford to Watson. That's
Mhm.
all that I saw.
Mhm.
So which of these guys are you going to replace in that team? Or is that case where
I
you just
think he
wanted to
was
the heat
prepared
to
for the
get a better?
heats. Yeah, I think he was prepared for the heats. He was prepared to compete in the heats, and that's usually just like we've heard Elaine in her interview, being that she came sixth at the trials, I believe. She said, she's prepared to prepare herself to compete in the heats at a 4x1. Understanding that there might be better for that, ahead of you as far as
So,
representing
so
themselves
what I'll
well.
say, coach, is that I have one suggestion for Taekwondo, and just one. You want to be automatic, bro? Finish top three at the trial. Simple
Top
as that.
three.
Argument
Yeah,
fit.
that solves all problems. That solves all problems. And I think, especially on a personal basis, but I honestly think that the association can do a little bit better in terms of how they manage, communicate, and narrate to the athletes and the public. As at the same time, you do have responsibility, I guess, as far as informing the public as well, because we're here as fans. We're not direct stakeholders in the association. However, it does impact the country as much as well. So that is an area that I would love to see them, strengthen on, and some other little things. But like I've watched even like British athletics, USATF, where almost every day there's like a press release or press conference in terms of them talking about the day, then leading, then prepping for the next day. If there's a change or whatever, it's disclosed and made public. We don't really get
You know
that
what's a
vibe
key
often.
difference?
Huh?
You know what's a key difference?
What's
First
the
world
key
countries
difference?
deal with things like first world. Third world countries
Mhm.
deal with stuff on a third world basis. That's what Jamaica
And
is.
that, and right now, I think Jamaica is, in so many ways, we have proven ourselves to be better than a third world country. However, our
Mindset.
mentality is
Yep.
stuck. The mindset is stuck there, and we forever in that realm. And it's something that I really would love to see change. In terms of my experience with the senior association from I was in high school to this point. I'd love to see some sort of positive change where that is concerned
Absolutely,
and
man.
growth. Yeah, it's horrible when there's so many negative narratives with the JFF, the J3s, and majority of the sporting associations. It's distasteful.
Okay. One more thing on the 4x1 team before I move on. I'm seeing some people in the comment section, Michelle and quite a few others, saying that they would have Andrew Hudson run that curve on the 4x1 team. What do you think?
Usually, that's not uncommon to have a 200-meter specialist run a third leg or first leg on a 4x1 team, because usually you'll expect a 200-meter specialist to have a better navigation of the turn in terms of, we know we've seen the likes of like a Donald Corey in terms of being, guy that's one of the best turn runners in the world. You would never give him an ankle leg, him just forever will run the third leg. You get me? So, you have persons that specialize, which is why I said it's not always the fastest four, it's the best four. So, whatever attributes that you have that that can be of use to the team, that is what you kind of utilize. So having a good curve runner that's very good at exchanging the baton, or probably have good chemistry with one person,
Mm-hmm.
then hands off. I don't see that being a bad decision at all, to be
True.
honest. Just that one eye might be affected, so that might affect his ability to hand over properly. If if not, it's not
I hope that started out.
fully. I hope so too. I hope so too. Unfortunate.
And here's Carlin Smith saying that Wilson said he has no say in selecting the team as technical leader, according to Oral Tracy.
Well,
Yeah.
technical leaders sign off on everything before it goes out. So
Exactly. So
you
okay.
signing off something will agree. You are agreeing to, okay, I
Okay.
agree to this. Yeah, if
Exactly.
if there is any dispute, you have a conversation, question, hey, why did you do this, or why does that? And you do have the power, I believe, as technical director or leader or technical leader, to say, hey,
Or so it's a
I'm
typical
supposed to
big head
make a
body now.
change. Yeah, I think
Allegedly.
it's him under pressure. Yeah, him under pressure. So I'm gonna try to
But
alleviate some of the pressure.
but let's look forward to tomorrow. The 200-meter final for women. Well, before we get to the women,
Yeah,
Andrew Hudson, you got the medical exemption. You got into that final. He's in lane one. Happy for the guy
yeah,
because of whatever transpired. And I'm also happy that none of them were actually really injured in that event because,
yeah.
man,
Because seeing it, it looked a little serious because that was a hard hit. Somebody leg was dangling outside. That's a broken foot.
yeah,
You know, it's a
but
proper hit. I'm happy nobody was seriously hurt, and I'm hoping that the after effects, you wake up the next morning and they start feeling aches and stuff.
yeah,
I'm
and those
hoping
piece of
nobody has
splinters
injured.
that Hudson is feeling in his eyes will just go away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he said he was going straight to the medical personnel to have a look at
Hmm.
that. So I pray that is sorted.
Yep. But 200-meter for women. Now we'll see that Gabby Thomas is
So
the
now come on
fastest.
for the men, bird.
Huh?
So in a TV, I said that's it for the men. What's nice? No problem. You have to
No, man, we can dissect if
listen.
you want to, man. But
That
we have to.
200 is solid. The 200 solid. And I think that Teboga in lane 9. We saw what Teboga did in London, hometown lane 8. All right.
Boy, I watched
Area
that
9.
summer with him and Ben Eric, and
Yeah.
I was there. I was like, this dude is so comfortable.
Yeah,
Like,
he's very comfortable. And just a breakdown of the race. Kenny Bednarek in the first 100 ran 10:34 and
mhm.
ran 9:62 for the last 100. Tebogo ran 10:43 and comfortable running 9:54 in for the last 100. Right. So so clearly, this is a man who's in form and in shape, and I think can definitely create some spoilers as far as the US expectation for last week.
absolutely, man. But no less what 19.75. What do you think?
19.75, and I won't be tricked twice. Because in the semis for the 100, they say, boy, look like him labor, look like him run. You get me? And then him see him come back in the finals and
This
produce.
man,
I I don't count him out. And and I think I kinda understand how he runs. You can't really watch him to see like, oh, you're not looking around or bouncing and his shoulders all over the place to say, everybody's cadence is different. It's about how much force he put into the step. So, and he is a master technician of his event. So especially when it comes to the 200. So he's going to everything he does is almost like a test run. Like, okay, this feels good, that feels good. So he has a checklist that he goes through, and like, all right, good. Now I'm ready for the finals. So he's gonna show up. But will the world record be in sight? Again, I personally think pending the conditions.
mm. So with that being said, what's the top three that you have?
I have Lyles, Timoga, and boy, I want to say Hughes, but I can't ignore Knighton. I can't ignore Knighton. I really want to say Zerneven, and I think getting another medal would like put him over the moon. And just because I call him half Jamaican, because of the amount of time he spends
Yeah,
in
man, that
training
man is
here and
basically a
traveling.
Jamaican, no, man.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like Alfred.
want him. Yeah,
Just like
yeah, pretty much.
Jordan
Just like
Alfred.
yes,
Yeah,
I'm
man,
just
Jordan Alfred
Jamaican.
just St. Lucia, but
Yeah,
A Jamaican, that man.
just live over this for some time, but I yes, our place, man. You get me? Yeah, so I want him to, but as I say, I can't ignore Nine, and and then
And even the same Kenny
I
Bednarek.
think Benner
That that guy
knows
is
how
a
to get it done.
championship performer.
Yeah, and if he's one of them, if you're going to run 1960 or 1970 to win, he's going to win the medals.
Yep.
So unless you're going to be beyond that in the 1940s or 1930s or challenging world records, then you can expect him to have a say as far as that race
Yep.
goes. And I'm happy
Um
to see DeGrasse, in a final. I think for the sake of his year that he's been having, this is well deserved.
such a bad year,
Be in
man.
that final. Yeah, not his best
And
at
he's
all,
he's, he's
but
one
I'm
of those
happy that
guys that no matter what he's going through, he's going to find a way to make it to a final.
to get it and make it to a final. Imagine, because weeks ago, not a soul, I would not see him in a final. I
Yep.
think it was after his national championship. I was like, wait, he met the standard then, like literally on the
Hmm.
brink. I was like, wait, feel like him finally could form. So I'm hoping that he'll get sub 20 in the finals.
Well, that being a good championship for him and his family because I mean his wife was expected to have won a medal, but not to be. But I
Yeah,
mean they're coming to the
yeah, but
twilight
heard
of
this.
their career. I mean because she's what
Yeah,
34
definitely.
and he's in his 30s as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, might be father time and mother time coming around.
Could be that
But
time.
we know that the nutrition and all those things has improved in this day and age, so we're not going to call on that time on people career right now.
Look, as I said, we have a Shelly, walking example. And
36.
what's her name? Daniel is 30.
There you
All
go.
right, so there is no spring chicken. She's been there. Remember, she won in 2015. It's now
Yep.
2023. She's been
Yep.
around for a minute. That's
Absolutely.
almost a 10-year gap.
But the women's 200 meter final, we saw those semis earlier today, and saw Gabby Thomas out of lane 8. She ran what 21.97. She did look good. Um, we saw
She did.
Sharika breathing through her nostril, running 22 seconds flat. And the commentators kept on lamenting she
And the
breathed
fact that she
through
breathed
her
her
nose.
nose. Yep. Yep.
So,
Yes,
but
she
we look
wasn't
at
spent. She wasn't spent.
so we look at
She
that and
wasn't
all
spent.
of that. Are we still sticking by that women's 200-meter world record will go?
Again, conditions. Conditions. That are really conditions. It just a record has to be in, well, not necessarily has to be, but ideal conditions provide excellent performances. And I think if it's a good day, a slightly cooler day, if we get a little shower, it might work out good for her. But I think she's more right now. She's based on what happened in the 100. She's more focused on winning rather than the record. If the record comes as a side effect, as a result of, then awesome. But I think Sherry called it more geared for winning. And the Sherika I saw today is a Sherika that means business. The wig was gone. She's back into the scene. Up right here, and just her
You
demeanor
know, so me
is
tell
a
her a long time, but she never that listen. You see, if she did do, me tell her another 100-meter, she would have won. Come out in this
she have.
red wig and come on,
I would
man.
say, I don't fear, I don't fear. Leave the wig thing for Shelly. Yeah,
Leave the wig thing alone for Shelly and all them people. Rock
yeah,
your hair, man. Come on.
yeah. Yeah.
But
Be
I'm looking
Sherry.
at it. The race will be run at 2:40 p.m. tomorrow. So good timing for the afternoon, I would say.
Good time in the afternoon. I think even today was good time for the herders, but everybody was complaining that it hot,
Cha-cha.
just hot and humid. You get me? Because I think the humidity today. Let me see if I can
Ah
find
man, you
it.
know what got me? It's done hungry. They realize some greatness about to happen. Some Turn on the coolness tomorrow.
Turn on the big AC.
Yeah, man, the big AC have a turn on the stadium tomorrow, man. Just
Turn
close
on
the
the big
roof,
AC.
close the roof,
Yeah,
and turn up the AC.
turn on the AC. Straight.
But
Let me see how quiet. Today's humidity was
when we look at it now,
48%. So yeah.
what's the time that we think that? What sort of time we think we're looking at in terms of her? Because we obviously think that she'll win. So what time?
Yeah,
What sort of time are we looking at? And then second and third, who are we looking at?
definitely sub 22. I'm, I think if not truly challenging the world record, I think around 21-5, 21-4. I think the win will bring our needed time. And beating 21-6. Um, she definitely looks in command and as in commanding this event. This is my event. Not I'm trying to win like she was in the 100. I really like to win. This is not my territory. And this
Comfort
is
zone.
my baby. Yeah. So I'm not even comfort zone. This is my place. So she has to defend it. You get what?
And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the second. I'm the fastest woman alive. One,
Exactly.
two.
Right.
I'm the second fastest ever in history. So
Ever
my
in
event.
history. Exactly. And my places. So if you come here, so you have to go good. For second, Gabby looked okay. Gabby looked good. I think she'll have to do a little bit more work on that corner in order to, position herself for it to even challenge Sharika. I think she ran 11.3 of her corner to the Sharika ran 11.20. But yeah, and Sharika cruised to a 10.80 for the last 100. While Gabby, I believe, ran a little bit more and ran 10.66 for her last 100. So she'll need to do some more work on that corner. But I think she'll get second. And funny, I believe I can't count out a champion. Champion being Shakiri in the
In lane
1100.
9.
Yeah, but in lane 9 again.
Yeah,
You get, let's say again,
again.
but I don't know. It might be a long shot, but I'm seeing our very own from St. Lucia pulling off
You
a
know
win.
that. You know that. To be honest, that's my top
Yeah,
three. I have Sharika, Gabby, Julian,
yeah,
Sakari for just out of the
yeah,
middle in that fourth spot.
yeah. And I'll go as far back as say I would even say Darren Nita over Asher Smith for the fifth position.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
That
mean, as I stated,
that's what I'm saying.
Alfred has looked good all season in that 200 meter, and I personally believe that is better for events
Yeah,
because it
she's
allows
strong.
her more timing, and then she's someone that she has that top end speed. Like the
Yeah,
more she goes on, the more you realize that
yeah.
her speed starts to
She's strong. She's strong.
yes, that's the
And
word
don't
that
forget,
motors on.
this is a this is a lady that has run 4x4s for Texas
Yep,
with good splits, like splitting 49s and 50 points.
yep.
So she is strong. She has that strength along with that complemented with that speed. So she definitely be a force. And I see her coming home strong.
So them are Dixon asking. So Auntie Talo leaving without a medal again. Yes, man, she's leaving
Boy.
empty-handed again, man.
Yeah, the 200 are different territory, and boy, unless you find something, but I don't think I haven't seen enough 200s from her this season to really convince me that she's
Hmm.
here to do. Yeah, I think the convincing was boy, you can get in a
And she
medal
should have
final if you
to
don't get.
honestly, I think she'd have to run a PB to at least in those
Yeah,
medals. Has to.
definitely, she'll have to run it because she has never run sub 22.
Yeah.
So she definitely, if she wants a medal, she needs. That's where she needs to be.
But
Might I think third might be 22. Look a bit. I'm
thereabouts.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the women triple jump final tomorrow as well. Do you think
Definitely.
that Shanika Ricketts can medal in that event there because she has jumped
I
a season's
think
best
she
spot
can.
14.67 to qualify?
Yeah, I think she can. She's always been able to get there. She's no stranger to this arena. She's no stranger to any of those competitors. And we've
Absolutely.
seen it takes one gen. She has
Guess
always
what
been
also?
one.
We are riding a wave.
Yeah, well, and listen, you once you are winning or your team is winning, you feel like you just start a fire.
Yes,
You get me?
man.
So she's going out there burning and wanting to do well, and I'm pretty sure she'll have that vibe and energy ready to compete.
All right, and before close off, question: when I started, what was your medal count?
I think my medal count. I think I went up to 11.
Well, guess what? I had 8 to 9. So guess what? 8 is out of the equation now.
It
I'm
was
ha-
an equation.
I'm happy. Throw that
Of
aside.
course. What is that? You happy? You're already
Recalculation.
happy.
I'm doing a recalculation and currently I'm at 13. Hopefully Shanika can give
Yeah.
me that one in that triple jump and give me to 14 because I was
Yeah.
medaling in the 200 meter for women. So that's
Right.
9.
Yeah.
All the relays. As long
Other
as they
relays.
as long as they don't drop those buttons or whatever should happen,
Yeah.
I was medaling
Yeah.
all those. And then
If everything go, and I think that would be our biggest medal haul, and be the biggest medal haul with so many mishaps um
jeez man.
with Broadbell, with Tina
Um
winning the 100,
Jaden Ebert.
with Jaden Hibbert, with those hiccups that still managing to pull off, speaks wonders
Honestly
about
enough,
the team.
honestly, we're looking good for
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good.
Because
I think, and
if you look,
the youthfulness of the team.
that's what I was just about to point out. That if you look at the team, it's a relatively young
Yep.
bunch.
Yep. Especially on the men's side.
Oh
Especially
man,
on the men's side.
oh man.
I'm looking forward to it. What's this? 21. At 21, year old winning the 400 at World Championships. I think when the guy of what's his name or Caribbean guy won, he was 16. Or no, he was 18 when he won his
Well, Kirani.
first World Championship. Caribbean, yeah, I think he was
Mm-hmm.
18. Yeah. So and what's not 21? This is the birth of his career.
Yep.
His life is about to change, and going into a different stratosphere as far as an athlete now. And he is going to go and Watson. I mean, Watson. We have Seville, who's still in the low 20s. We have Ford, who Ford was actually the one that came second to Seville at World Championships in that
Yep.
100 meter. So that is how youthful that team is, and I'm excited. I'm here for it and looking forward to see it grow.
Ames and Spence, to answer your question, yes, tomorrow will be the 200 meter final for women and it will be at 2:40 p.m. Jamaica time. Another thing.
Tomorrow is also the relay for the sprint relay.
Yeah, tomorrow will also be the heat of the relays. So you guys can look forward to that as well. Another point that I want to make out the 100 meter hurdles. Even though Daniel is 30, we have a good bunch of ladies coming through.
Yeah. Oh no, man. The 100-meter hurdles, I think, in any country is the hottest thing.
Top man, Akira is out old again. Akira is
Yeah.
pretty young.
Yeah.
Brittany,
Here's pretty. Yep.
pretty young.
Yeah.
Karika over there at Elite, pretty young. So guess what?
We have Crystal Morrison.
What's her name, man? I believe she came fourth at trials. Damn. And Amoy.
Amoy Brown.
Yep.
We have. Yeah. It's going to be crazy. And then we're going to have the birth of another set of young ones, two champs, and then blossom. But
Absolutely.
it's amazing.
It is.
I think
I
it's
love where the track and field
fastest
is
growing
heading.
event. Yeah, I think sprint hurdles for women is one of the fastest growing events as far as performance. I think over the past couple of years. So and you usually find that happen once there's a world record. It sparks growth.
I'm seeing Ayana asking what time is the medal ceremony tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've not seen any medal ceremony.
I'm not seeing the medal ceremony any at all on any schedule or anything of that sort. I'm not seeing it.
They do the medal ceremony different. So it's not in the stadium. It seems like it's at a different location where you have like a media area and stuff like that. Yeah. Track and field is growing. I think what they're doing it now, they're doing it similar to how like NASCAR, a post NASCAR competition, where they have like the whole presentation area, with media and stuff and stuff. So I think they're following that model.
Yep. And I see another comment asking what time will the relay start. So the eat starts at 12:30 p.m. Yep, it starts at 12:30. But also the meet it's well, I'm not getting up for that. Women's high jump is, will start at 3:20 a.m. the qualifications. But yeah, that starts at 3:30. The 4x1 eats will be at 12:30 p.m. Jamaica time. The women's triple jump final starts at 12:35, and we have two representatives there in Shanika Ricketts and Kimberly Williams. Then the women's hold on, the men's 4x1 starts 12:30 p.m. Sorry about that. So the men's is at 12:30. Then the women is at 1 p.m. So that's the women 4x1 is at 1 p.m. And then the 800-meter semi-final is at 1:25 p.m. where we have two representatives in Natalia Gould and Adele Tracy. And then the two finals, one at 2:40 p.m., which is the women, and then the men at 2:50 p.m. All you have to do, guys, just turn on the TV, turn on One Spot Media, whatever it is that you're watching, just turn on from 12 o'clock and watch until 3 o'clock. That's all I'll say.
Just watch the tree. Yeah, you won't miss out.
You won't miss anything at all. Any final thoughts on the greatness of today before we just close it off?
Kudos to Jamaica. I think back on a high, we're back in looking like we're contending our medal count. Looking forward to more medals and especially gold and great performances. I think we're on a high, and I think we now intend to maintain this high towards the championship. So looking forward to that.
You know what? And just like I mentioned, that we're currently at 2 gold medals. Tomorrow we'll be at 3, and I believe we at least 2 more to get. So I'm seeing us ending with 5. Because
Yeah.
if we really bring around that, but in that 4x4 men, I don't think USA
Uh-huh.
will beat us because Botswana had a good team, but Endori has gone down injured, so that take away from the team
Yeah.
already. So I believe
Yeah.
that, yeah, we look good there.
But again, as I said, just like for 4x4, it creates different monsters. So yeah, you don't get it. You're not getting that gold medal until you pass the line first.
Yes, man, that's
So
true. And then you know what I also want to point out is just like I mentioned at the top that you have athletes that are good for world champs, Olympics. You have certain countries they specialize in these
release.
events. So it's like
Yeah.
Poland and those countries.
Poland. Listen, man, I always wonder where Poland just pile for, man. I
Trust
for
me.
especially the women's side, like Poland
Oh,
was
jeez,
always
man.
there from ever since.
And trust
From
me,
ever
you see,
since.
especially on the women's side this year, they're going to be there. You see, especially with that girl in the 400 meters. What's her name again, man? Kazmarek. I remember when I
Mm.
mentioned her name the other day to Adrian, that man literally almost laughed after me when I said the girl I got medal in that. Adrian,
Exactly.
owe me apology.
Exactly.
So, absolutely, man. And I really believe that we can do well, man. So, we're going to end this championship on a high, just like we want you guys to end the life on a high. And just finish by giving us a lot of likes and some subscription and do the right. Big up to each and every one of you. There were a lot of you, man. A whole lot of you guys. So big up to each and every one of you. Keep on supporting the channel. Let's keep on growing together and let's build our own over here. Right? And big up to Kims was here. Big up to Chris who came through. Big up to coach as always for passing through. Respect from as always.
Blessings.
We shall be
Blessings.
back here tomorrow once Sherika run that record.
All right. Ready.
All right, big up,
Ah,
and
cool.
before we go, people, I'll just send you with the news from our sponsors.